Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the second episode of the Disibs podcast. I'm your host, Ashlyn, and I'm joined by my brother and co-host, Caden. Here we talk about anything and everything related to Disney. From Walt Disney World to Star Wars to Marvel, we are the podcast for it all. Whether you are listening on Samsung Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, or YouTube, thank you for taking a chance with us. If you have any ideas for future episodes, list them in the comments if you're listening on YouTube. Or, if you're listening on any other platform, our email will be in the description. Today, we will be covering some news that happened during the week from Disney, updates from Disney, and trailers that were recently released. If you're interested in learning about any of the articles or trailers we talk about today, we will have the links posted in the description below.
To start off this episode, we are going to be talking about news from Disney. So to start off with, Blizzard Beach is going to be reopening on November 13th with a new Frozen theme. And with that, Typhoon Lagoon is going to be closing for refurbishment on November 13th as well. So Blizzard Beach will be opening on the 13th, and Typhoon Lagoon is going to be closing on the 13th.
For those of you who were with us for our first episode, one of the things we talked about was the nighttime show at Epcot called Harmonious. One of those barges actually caught fire in the World Showcase. So we were talking about how much of an eyesore they were and how much people didn't like the fact that they were there. And one of them actually ended up catching fire, and it took quite a while to put it out.
All right, then the last episode, we were also talking about everything that you can do at Disney's Fort Wilderness. And one thing we mentioned was sleigh rides. And at that time, Disney wasn't doing any sleigh rides.
Mm-hmm.
But now, starting December 1st, they are going to start taking reservations for sleigh rides around the fort for $75.
$75 per ride.
Per ride.
Per group. And another park update is they are updating the entrance billboard for Fantasmic. More of a Fantasia style to it. And they've got Sorcerer Mickey on the front with some waves coming up behind him. And another park update that we have is for the attraction Tron. They are finishing up working on pavement, still working on that area.
Yeah, and we don't have a release date yet. So it'll be interesting to see how long they push off release of this attraction. All right, so on Shop Disney this week, there have been a few new things over there, starting with 2 new Legacy lightsabers, one of which is Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber, and the other one is Count Dooku's lightsaber. They were both retailing for $169.99. However, Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber is already out of stock, and something I probably should have mentioned is that they are pre-order only, so we'll be hopefully getting those sometime in December. I am fortunate enough to have gotten one of Count Dooku's lightsabers, so I look forward to receiving that item.
And it's just the hilt, correct? There's
Correct.
no blade that comes with it. The blades you have to get separately.
Correct. It is just the hilt in a display case.
And speaking of lightsabers, just a quick thing that we're going to mention is for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, the legacy lightsabers that they have there, the prices are being increased. An additional $10 for a legacy lightsaber. Ahsoka's dual pack is an additional $20, $5 more for the blades, and $10 more for the hilts. So not too much.
No, but it
increase.
Seems that Disney, they're slowly $10 here, $10 there.
Yeah, it all adds up to be a little bit though. But as of right now, these are what the price increases are for the lightsabers.
Yeah, and they've been ever since Galaxy's Edge opened and we started getting legacy lightsabers, they have been slowly increasing over time. And it's just kind of unfortunate to see yet another increase, which comes with inflation. Another thing on Shop Disney is all of the holiday decor and all the holiday gifts. So Christmas is right around the corner. It might seem shocking, but
well, if you think about it, Halloween is this weekend, and then we've got a few weeks, then it's Thanksgiving, and then Christmas is a few weeks after that.
Right after that, yeah.
That's crazy.
So if you haven't started your Christmas shopping, maybe you should hop onto Shop Disney and see what they have, because I've looked and they have a pretty big selection this year.
Another thing that is now out is the 50th anniversary Funko Pop release of Aloha Mickey and Jose from the Enchanted Tiki Room. You can purchase these Funko Pops for $12.99 US each, or they come as a set of $29.99 if you get the two of them together. So if you're big into Funko Pop and collecting, then
There's
these
more
would
to add to your
be
collection.
great additions for your collection.
I'm kind of surprised that they're doing something 50th anniversary now. Like, the 50th anniversary goes till the end of March, the celebration does.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of surprised as to why they're doing something now.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, they're constantly coming out with new merch and things, so it's not like they're going to release everything for the 50th right away, because then it's going to be, okay, this is everything that we're releasing for this, and everybody's going to be like, okay, well, what else is there? So I think it was kind of smart to gradually start releasing stuff to keep everybody interested, and then that way if something new gets released, people are going to be like, oh, this is a new limited edition 50th anniversary thing, I'm going to jump on it quick while I still have the chance before they get sold out.
And they gotta keep everybody intrigued somehow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so that's it for Shop Disney. A new merch was released at Disney's Animal Kingdom in the world of Pandora, and that is a new Avatar light up headband that is going to be retailing for $40.
It's a lot for a headband.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks cool.
I don't know if it's going to be worth $40 though.
I agree with that. I mean, it looks cool, and for those of you who are familiar with Avatar, it's from the Spirit Tree. The Spirit Tree has the little white things that come off of it.
Spirits.
The spirits. And that's what the headband is. The headband is the spirits. The spirits are the things that light up on the headbands, and then the actual headband itself is meant to look like a woven branch or vine. So, I don't know. I mean, it looks cool, but not $40 cool. Like, there's other things that you can get for $40.
Yeah, and to me, it seems like it's going to be kind of heavy to be carrying around on your head all day. And maybe that's just me, but
looking at the picture of it, it looks like it's made out of heavier material.
Yeah, and it's bigger.
And then you have not just like regular ones where it's the two Mickey ears where, if those light up, they're not as heavy. But this is like, these spidery things sitting on your head. So it's like, it seems like it would feel weird. Like, I don't know if you're going to be able to feel it moving around on your head.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems weird. It looks cool. It's a cool idea. But overall, I don't think it's worth the $40.
I don't think it's going to be worth it either.
All right, so that sums up the weekly news and updates from Disney. This is something that we're going to be doing every episode, where throughout the week we will find, major headlines and releases and stuff, and we'll cover them. We'll spend a few minutes each episode talking about the news from the past week, just to keep you guys updated on stuff. And with that, we are going to transition to some trailers that have been released recently. The first one we're going to talk about is Bad Batch Season 2 is coming out January 4th of 2023, and it is going to be 16 episodes long. I know we personally really enjoyed watching Season 1, and we are very, very excited to see what Season 2 has in store.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if they elaborate more what they're going to do with Caleb Dune, and see, like, I'm hoping we'll get to see that character again.
Yeah, I hope we see more of him.
Because for those of you who don't know, that character goes on to Star Wars Rebels, changes his name to Kanan, and he's a Jedi Knight, and gets an apprentice and trains him, and then yeah, I'm really curious as to see where they go with it.
Yeah, I really hope that it's gonna be done well and it's not gonna be a disappointment. Like some things, the first season or first movie was really good, and then the second one is just kind of meh.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that for this one, it's going to be like oh my gosh, that was so cool.
Yep. And just a side note, on January 4th, the first 2 episodes are going to be released. And then following that, every Friday, the other episodes are going to be released.
On Disney Plus.
On Disney Plus, yep. Exclusively on Disney Plus. So going on to the Marvel side of things, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania trailer was released. And in my opinion, even if you're not a fan of Ant-Man, because I know not everybody is, that trailer looks really cool.
It does. It does look really cool.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, starting off watching it, it was kind of like, okay, where is this going to go? But then all of a sudden, it's like, wow, this actually looks really cool, like really interesting. Like it's another part of the Marvel universe that we didn't really get to see a whole lot of before, and now we're going to be able to explore more of that section of the Marvel universe. So I'm really looking forward to it. It looks really interesting, and I hope it turns out well.
Yeah. And I'm kind of hoping, too, that maybe we'll get to see Doctor Strange, because he's the only other, or America Chavez from Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness. She was introduced, and she can jump between universes, right? So maybe we'll get to see some other characters as well.
Yeah, that'll be really exciting. I hope that there's some characters that appear, because I always enjoy seeing that in other movies.
Yeah.
All right. The next one that was released is the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
It looks like a fun...
Yeah, it looks like it's meant to be more of a comedy.
Yeah.
Like a cute little movie. I don't know. But it looks really good watching the trailer. I mean, we laughed during a couple parts of it. So I'm really hoping that this one also is going to be, like more of a family-friendly movie than a couple of the newer Marvel movies have been.
Yeah, and Disney seems to be doing quite a bit with Guardians of the Galaxy, like on Disney Plus anyway. With like Groot takes a bath and
with all the little Groot shorts and stuff. I enjoyed watching those. Those were fun. They're only a few minutes long, but you get a good laugh out of them.
All right, and the last trailer we are going to be talking about today is Secret Invasion. This one looks really good. I'm looking very much forward to this. It's a little bit of an older trailer, but we thought we'd group it in with everything else. I think 3 weeks ago it was released.
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
It looks there's a lot of characters in it that we are familiar with. Maria Hill, Nick Fury, and who knows who else. And I know personally, after watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm really hoping that Daisy Johnson will be in here, because we need to see more of her.
We do. She was an awesome character. I loved her. She was really, really great.
And Marvel has come out and said that she's not going to be in it, but at the same time, they said that about Spider-Man No Way Home with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. They were denying rumors for so long, and it turned out to be true. So we can't
we never really know.
Can't really trust Marvel.
Yeah, you don't know what to believe. So I mean, anything could happen with any of these movies and shows that are coming out. Anything can happen.
Yeah, and I kind of like that side of things, like Marvel's leaving out less, and they're messing with the fans, giving us something to
give us a shock factor,
yeah,
or a wow. All right, all of the trailers that we just discussed, we will have links for them in the description. So if you want to watch them, just click on the links and it'll take you right to it.
Yeah, and something else that's going to be coming out very soon is the new Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie.
Yes.
Which I can say our family's definitely looking forward to seeing that one.
Yeah.
When it releases.
Yeah, Black Panther is one of our favorite movies. And after watching the trailer, I just really want to know what happens.
Yeah. And we've kind of been talking about it too, like who's gonna be the next Black Panther, but
Mm-hmm.
we know who it is. We're not gonna say because we might be wrong, but we think we know who it is.
Yeah. And also, as we said in the first episode, we are going to keep this podcast as spoiler free as possible, which is why we aren't really saying specifics about things. We'll leave it for you guys to find out, but we're going to try and have as little amount of spoilers as possible.
Yeah. And some spoilers we can't go without talking about.
Yeah, some of them are inevitable, but for the most part, we're going to try and keep everything spoiler minimum.
Yeah. Spoiler free if we can.
Yeah.
What did you think of Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness?
Oh gosh, I needed like a couple of days to process everything that happened. I watched it early in the morning on one day and was still thinking about it a couple days later.
A lot happens.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, I'm still not really sure how I feel about it actually.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much that happened, and it's like, you know, something will happen, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like, certain characters appear, and you're like, holy cow, like, I wasn't expecting to see them here. And then all of a sudden, like, something else will happen, and you're just like,
wait, what?
Why did that happen?
Yeah. And it's definitely not for little eyes.
Definitely not. I totally
not
agree
for the little
with
ones.
That. Yeah, it needs a more mature audience for this movie.
Yeah, same thing with Moon Knight series on Disney Plus. I enjoyed it. I know you haven't watched it.
No, I haven't had time to watch it yet.
But it was a good, but it's definitely there's some scenes that are definitely more
Yeah, I've seen a couple clips from it. It looks good. But from what I've seen, that is, I agree with you, also not something meant for younger children.
And something else that's not meant for younger children that just recently came out is Thor: Love and Thunder. And again, everything that we just listed is on Disney Plus. So if you want to watch it, I would definitely recommend checking it out.
Just check who your audience is first.
Yeah. And even with the new stuff that the trailers we talked about today, like even like some of it, like Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special seems like it would be a good one for everybody to watch. But the other two,
you can't really tell much from looking at it. I mean, I think
no, but
Secret Invasion is going to be one of the ones that's not really
more gruesome.
Yeah. Marvel, I think with all of the new stuff that they have coming out, they're doing a good job of having multiple genres of things. So like they have some like comedy movies, and now they're having some more like thriller horror movies. All of the movies have action. Like that's one of the main things that Marvel does, is they always have action in their movies. So I think that the fact that they're trying to appeal to more audiences is probably going to be, in the longer run, better for them. But at the same time, like people with small children, some of these things you're just going to want to watch what you watch with your You're going to want to pay attention to what you want to watch with your kids present. Just keep that in mind.
And pre-COVID Endgame, that was definitely the newest movie, but it was definitely a gut turner kind of movie. I think like with Endgame, I think Marvel did a pretty good job with Fat Thor. That was funny, and how they were able to, because like there was like meaning behind it and their reasoning to it, and then Thor: Love and Thunder, we kind of get to see him changing his ways, kind of, because in Endgame he was really depressed after losing Asgard and everything. I think just Marvel does like a really good job with all these characters, and they'll have their own stories and their own.
You get to see each character develop, especially like newer ones, like characters who have their own movies, like Iron Man.
Starting
like a classic example of starting off, and then we get to see him develop literally up until the end.
Yeah. Which I was pretty upset when he went. Like,
yeah, I was really upset over a couple characters.
Yep. Which, if you haven't seen Endgame, spoiler alert. Sorry. Oops.
Inevitable. Oh, we're turning into Thanos, Caden.
Yeah. It's not good. Hey, as long as we don't have intentions on wiping out half the population, I think we're good.
No, that is true. Very, very true.
Yeah.
All right, and since we have been talking about Marvel movies, and this whole episode was mostly themed on Marvel, our sibling of the week and quote of the week are also going to be along with the theme of Marvel. So, Caden, would you like to tell us our sibling group of the week?
Sure. So this week we decided to go with T'Challa and Shuri, King T'Challa and Princess Shuri
From Marvel's Black Panther.
from Black Panther. Yep.
All right, so out of these two characters, I like Shuri more.
I like her attitude.
I love her attitude. She's so moody, and she's a princess. She has to be formal sometimes. You expect her to have like high manners and everything.
She definitely doesn't.
She definitely does not. Watching Black Panther, you definitely get to see that she doesn't very care much for formalities unless it's making fun of T'Challa.
Yeah, she definitely goes out of her way to make fun of T'Challa.
Yeah. And I mean, as far as T'Challa, like, I also like him. I mean, one, for the fact he's Black Panther, but two, he's just a good character. He's got something that he struggled with that he wasn't prepared for. And we kind of get to see him go through that and deal with it. Like we said last time, talking about our favorite sibling groups, bringing up how we like the dynamics, this is another one. I'm going to say that it's another typical, everyday siblings. They love each other, but they're constantly
like
fighting with one
Shuri
another.
is definitely the instigator in this situation.
Oh, I totally agree.
Because the ones we talked about last week, they were kind of like the sibling groups. They were all like they go at each other, but Shuri definitely is the instigator in this.
She's the one who solely causes the arguments and fights that break out.
Yeah, but their humor is still there and something to definitely appreciate. In that film.
Yeah. And matching up with our sibling pair of the week, we have our quote of the week. Just because something works doesn't mean that it can't be improved, said by Shuri from Black Panther. I like this quote.
Yeah, I feel like it should be Epcot's slogan.
Yeah, because Epcot's always changing.
Yep.
I mean, Disney in general is always changing.
Yeah, but especially it seems Epcot definitely is changing more, making more changes than any other park.
I mean, and just in general, this quote can be applied to a lot of things. You see architects and engineers, like, they're constantly changing and improving designs.
Figuring out ways for
it to work better. Yeah, so I think that, as modern as Wakanda is and how high-tech it is, like, they're, like she said, just because something works doesn't mean that it can't be improved. Constantly coming up with new technologies, new, designs for buildings, and, it's just applicable to everyday life outside of the movies. There's a big meaning behind it, and it's very inspirational. Yeah,
because like you were saying, like, they're so advanced, and they're still like finding ways to make things better.
Right. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Caden?
I don't think so. I think that is everything.
All right. With that being said, we're going to finish up this episode. If you are listening on YouTube, please like and subscribe to our channel. If you are listening on any of the other platforms, please follow us and show us some support.
Again, you can contact us at dizsibs@gmail.com.
All lowercase.
All lowercase, no spaces or anything like that.
All right. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to us. We enjoy making these episodes, and we hope that you guys enjoy this podcast as much as we did. And if you guys have any suggestions for future episodes, remember to reach out to us. And we will talk to you next week.
All right, bye.
Bye.